Over the last couple of years, the compact SUV segment has exploded in popularity, and it shows no signs of slowing down. The irony is that few of the companies producing these pseudo SUVs have any off-road experience, so when Jeep gets in on the act, you kind of have to take it seriously. This then is the Renegade, and with its tough styling it clearly means business, although under the skin lies a secret that the American brand might not want you to know. You see, the Renegade is based on the Fiat 500L, and in order to get the full-blown off-road version you need the top-of-the-range Trailhawk model. That's expensive though, so instead most people will go for a front-wheel drive version like this. The result is a roomy, if not class-leading car. The boot is smaller than a Skoda Yeti's, but you do get a false floor to give a level loading space, including when you fold the rear seats. And there are some useful storage compartments in the front as well. There's absolutely loads of headroom in the Renegade. I could wear a top hat in here and have room to spare if I wanted. Legroom is good as well. A nice bit of space under the seat for my feet, and actually the transmission tunnel here is fairly small, so I can get one in the middle as well. Isofix mounting points, obviously. It's all good. I've child locked this because my son was in here at the weekend, so I'm a bit stuck. Maybe I should climb through to the front instead. So that's why it's got such a high roof. What idiotic parents who lock themselves in the back. Right, here in the front, just like on the outside, there are some really nice little design touches that, whether you like them or not, certainly make the Renegade stand out from the crowd. And quality is generally pretty good. It feels fairly solid. Not so good are the fact that despite reach and height adjustment on the wheel and height adjustment on the seat, I struggle to find a really good driving position. Plus, over my shoulder, there are quite big blind spots. The optional sat-nav system is also well below par, taking an age to refresh when you zoom in and out and burying even straightforward commands deep in the menu system. There are a range of petrol and diesel engines, some of which come with an automatic gearbox and some of which are manual only. As you can see, we've got the 6-speed manual today, which is paired with a 1.4 litre, 140 horsepower turbocharged petrol engine. And it's a bit underwhelming, if I'm honest. There's noticeable turbo lag, so that when you floor the throttle there's a moment's hesitation before the car responds, and you're forever having to stir this gearbox in order to maintain decent progress. The clutch pedal also lacks a clearly defined bite point, which makes the Renegade easy to stall. The chunky tyres and boxy shape mean there's quite a lot of road and wind noise at speed. I'd put the Renegade on a par with something like a Suzuki Vitara or a SsangYong Tivoli, which is a shame because the Jeep's actually several £1000s more expensive. The ride is also bouncy on anything but the smoothest of roads, which might be understandable if the Renegade handled really well. But it doesn't. The steering is slow to respond, and when you start to push the car hard you'll find there's not a huge amount of front-end grip. But the thing that really frustrates about the Renegade is the sense of mushiness about everything it does, as if you're forever driving through treacle. It's just a hard car to drive. And then there are the details, like the one-touch indicators that sometimes flash once when you touch them and sometimes flash 5 times. I don't know why that does that. Or the blind spot monitors, which are so oversensitive that they alarm even when the car that was in your blind spot you can now see through the windscreen. Safety credentials overall though are excellent, the Jeep scoring top marks in Euro NCAP's crash tests. And fuel economy figures are pretty good too by the standards of the class, with the 1.6 litre diesel returning more than 60 miles per gallon in official tests. As you can probably tell, we're not completely sold on the Renegade, not least because even the cheapest model costs from £17,000. Let's put it like this though, if you love the way it looks, and I can understand why you might, then you're probably not going to mind the fact that it's not as good to drive as its rivals. However, if all you want is the best small SUV to ferry you and your family around, then there are some better and cheaper options out there. You can read the full Renegade review by clicking up here to go to the Telegraph Cars website, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I highly recommend, by clicking down here.